this.
Hey legends, how you doing? Happy Monday. Hope you're having a great day. Today we're going to look at connection to water and how we as humans interact with it. So what I've done is I've got a few little clips that are going to show how we interact with water and how we can go out and do exercise or engage with that space. Okay, so we'd call it recreation. So I've got some clips here. There might even be some staff from school talking about their experiences with water and what they love about it, so keep an eye out. All right, I hope you enjoy.
Throat is cleared. I feel a very strong connection to the ocean in particular. That's my favourite body of water if we're talking geographics. I grew up very close to the ocean and started surfing from the age of, I think, 7 or 8. And so I feel very, very comfortable in the ocean. I love the ocean. I think it's very calming for me. The ocean has many therapeutic uses, especially for myself. I feel like it cleans my skin, cleans my hair, makes me feel refreshed and energized. I think surfing's really interesting because you really have to, sounds a bit lame, but you have to be at one with the ocean. And really, once you're in the ocean, you can't control the ocean at all. You have to really let go and listen to the ocean. So catching a wave has a very unique feeling to it because there's so many intricate little things that go into catching a wave. But that feeling of paddling into a wave, especially one a little bit bigger and outside of your comfort zone, is always super thrilling because it could always end terribly or go fantastic. You're always rolling the dice. So I can still remember my first ever wave. I can still remember my first ever wave that I traversed across sideways and not just rode to the white water. I was really clear, and I was probably about 8 years old. So where I grew up, it's very much a culture that's connected to the ocean. So being around surfers, being around other people who enjoy nature, the ocean's such a draw card for us. It draws a lot of generally like-minded people together. The things that connect most people that really enjoy the ocean is their passion for nature and passion for conservation. Being connected with the ocean just gives you this connection to nature as a whole that makes you realise that what we have is super precious. In Australia, where I grew up, there was a bunch of national parks and there's a bunch of point breaks, and there's one specific bay called Tea Tree Bay. It's called that because along the coastline it's lined with tea trees, and it's probably only a 10-minute walk from like the last car park, but once you get out there it's all in a national park, which means there's nothing in there apart from a footpath. When you're out surfing, you're always staring to the horizon waiting for the waves, but this place is my one place I love to like turn around and spend a lot of time looking back, because when you look back all you see is this beautiful kind of national park rolling hills and nothing but bush, and you can just really picture, you know, the local indigenous people who lived there for tens of thousands of years. They must have seen something very, very similar, because you can't see a building, you can't see a road, you can't see anything, and it's 10 minutes away from the car park. So that's my absolute favourite, and it's crystal clear water.
I'd have to say, when I started I was quite scared of paddling, and then I went through a period where I paddled a lot and I became quite comfortable, and I probably wasn't. Certainly I love rivers and I find them a great place to go and be with people and just be outdoors. in quite beautiful and inspiring places, I think, as well.
You know, when you're on a river, you're pretty much locked into that environment. You spend a lot of time focusing on the river itself and on the surrounding kind of landscape, and it's a great opportunity for people to focus on that in a pretty intense and focused way, rather than having their attention taken away by other things, particularly on some of the longer trips. So when we go for a day, 2 days, or even...
I don't really need to stress so much when I'm on the river about paddling or the right line or something, because like the river just keeps going anyway. I don't know, it's just a nice thought. I like it. I like the thought of it just continuing when we're not here.
Being able to spend time with everyone that you've gotten close to, and just the sort of nurturing relationships that were developed on the river between everyone looking out for each other, and being able to share the special place with each other through the sunshine, through the snow, through the big rapids and through the wave trains. It was really nice.
We got to go to some really cool places that no one else would go to, and see some cool river characteristics like the big gorges, and we'd go through and paddle in our crafts, and got to see some really cool wildlife. We saw a platypus and some really beautiful birds, and got to follow the river all the way down and be with the river.
I think because of the way the rivers flood and they do things on their own, and they kind of sort themselves out, they are pretty inspiring places to be, really, all the time. I'm never not amazed by going on rivers. I would find it very difficult to not be able to go on rivers. I don't think I would let myself get in that situation very easily. I'll probably get old enough that I find it very hard to do. But I think I'll always live, to be able, in order to be able to, somewhere where I can go on rivers.
I got into fishing when I was living up in Broome in Western Australia, and I found it was just a really good way for me to connect with the land and the water, obviously, and also the people and the seasons and the cycles. Up in Broome they have, I think they have 6 or 7 seasons, and in each of those seasons different things happens to the water. Obviously Broome is surrounded by water, so you have the salmon run, which is a pretty amazing time of the year. You have times when there's the threadfin salmon abiding across the bay, which is always great. So I used to go fishing. I used to take students out fishing, so I'd go on an engagement group with some students from my school, and we'd often go fishing, and they'd tell me stories about fishing and crabbing that they used to do with their family, and the kind of adventures that they'd get up to. So that was a pretty special time for me. I was lucky enough to have a boat and had some friends who had boats, and we used to go out on the water quite a bit going fishing. And I think the really special time for me was at the end of the day when the sun's going down and the water's calm, and hopefully you've caught a few fish, but if not, you've spent some quality time with friends and family, and I suppose the land and the culture, and just that time, just when it's getting dark and everything's nice and calm, that's a really special time for me. So I haven't had a chance to do much fishing since I've been back in Melbourne for the last 2.5 years, but yeah, fishing was certainly a special thing to do up in Broome, and every time I go back there I go out fishing with some friends. So yeah, and look, water is really special to me in lots of ways. I love living near the water. I love swimming in the water, body surfing, and those sorts of things.
So, as you can see, they're just some of the ways that we can interact with water, but there's many, many more. You might interact with water by walking next to a river, okay, or going to the pool for a swim. Let's have a chat about our learning task. So our learning task today is going to be reflecting upon your own experience with water, okay? What you love about it, what you enjoy, and being able to paint some kind of artifact or create some kind of artifact, so a picture or a piece of writing or a video or something that can show your feelings about a particular place that's got water, okay, or a particular memory or experience that you've had in water, with water, a particular moment that you have enjoyed, and it's all based around water, okay? So that is the learning task. I'll put some more details in the comments. All right, I hope you enjoy.